Hi there, I'm Mike. What I have for you today is Star Wars The Black Series Val. Yes, I am wearing the same t-shirt that I wore in the last review because I've got a bunch of these to do today. And I just don't have time to change my shirt every time to make it look like I'm not recording these all at once. I'm recording these all at once. Is that okay with you guys? Go ahead and take a look at this picture of Val while I read the bio on the back of the box. A no-nonsense and occasionally prickly woman who is a crack shot with a blaster rifle, Val may be the most even-headed and capable member of Tobias Beckett's ragtag crew of scoundrels. So some fun facts about Val. She's from the Solo movie, if you didn't know that, and if you haven't seen it, honestly, I say this every time, but I highly recommend seeing it. She is Tobias Beckett's lover slash girlfriend, wife, I don't know, something like that. They're having relations. And she's actually named after the Valacord, the thing that Tobias Beckett said he wanted to play because her father was a musician. I guess I learned a lot on Wikipedia. Here she is in hand, and she looks good. Honestly, she does. She looks really good. So let's get into the review where I talk about first how she looks, and the answer is good. She's played by Tandy Newton. I had to look up how to pronounce her name because she has an H in there, but it's not Thandy, it's Tandy. She is in Westworld and a couple other things. She's a fantastic actress, and she is just as good here. This is how she looked on Vandor-1, the planet where they have the train heist. I guess second heist, technically, of the movie. There's a lot of heists in the Solo movie. It's one of the reasons why I like it a lot. She's wearing some warmish gear because it's cold there. It's not quite hot cold as far as I know, but it is cold. There's snow. That's where the range troopers are hanging out at. That's where that big mag train is looking. It's honestly, the whole scene was a lot of fun. But this is how she looks there. This is one of the best likenesses we've ever had in the Black Series line. Between the hair, the eyes, the nose, the lips, everything here is sculpted and painted to precision and perfection. It's almost eerie how good it is. Of course, I've got to give her the full point for that because she deserves it. Next is accessories. What does she come with, and what should she have come with that she didn't? First, she comes with this kind of blaster rifle. I did somewhat try to look up what blaster this was. I couldn't see a definitive answer, so if you know what it is, let me know. But she comes with it. It kind of looks like some sort of sawed-off shotgun kind of thing. It looks good, and it's molded really well. It's actually painted as well. It doesn't have any moving parts like some of the Solo guns have been getting, but you know, it's still fine. It fits well in her hand. She doesn't have a holster or anything to put it in, but you know, she can carry her gun. She's a strong, independent woman. But that is all she comes with. I feel like she should have come with more. I don't know what else she should have come with. She's only in the movie for a little bit, but I will say this, and the reason I'm kind of docking it a little bit is she's got goggles sculpted right here. They're sculpted right there, and they look fantastic, and they look like they should just come off, but they don't. It's teasing you like, hey, you could put goggles on me, but no, you can't. And it's kind of annoying, honestly, because they look really good. She also has some sort of like backpack thing back here that's also not removable. These are things that should be accessories and any other thing, but they're sculpted on details here. And while they look nice, it kind of bugs me. I don't know if it should or not, but it does. So I'm gonna give her the half a point. I mean, she comes with a gun, and that should be fine. I would have probably just given her a 0.75. The goggles just sitting right there. It honestly, it bugs me. So let's take a look at her articulation. Val's head turns side to side. It's got a waggle back and forth. It moves forward this far and back a little bit. Her arm moves out this far. There's a slightly greater than 90-degree bend at the elbow, as well as an elbow swivel. She also has a wrist swivel and a wrist hinge. This wrist is hinged this way. She has an upper torso swivel. It moves forward a little bit and back a lot. Her leg moves forward this far, back a little bit. She has a decent spread, upper thigh rotation, double jointed knee, ankle hinge, and a rocker. With this being Val's widest stance with both her feet flat on the ground. So she actually has a pretty great range of movement. It's simultaneously nothing special and great at the same time. The only thing that I'm a little worried about is she does have all kinds of cables and hosings everywhere that I'm a little worried that they'll eventually break from moving them around. So I'm gonna give it a 0.75 because of the fragility of what's there, but it is nice that all of the sculpted detail doesn't really hinder any of the posability. Speaking of which, let's take a look at the paint and sculpt on her. She is basically connected from glove to glove with all kinds of cabling. I don't know if it's like a very expensive glucose monitoring system and she's diabetic or what, but she has a backpack connecting to like a blood pressure thing on her arm, and then that's connected to, I don't know if it's servos to make her stronger or something. I'm sure someone out there knows, but she's got a lot of stuff going on here. But I am gonna kind of poo-poo a little bit is we have this nicely sculpted fur kind of lining around her jacket because she's in the cold. Hasbro has been doing so well with fur sculpting on a lot of new characters. Gamorrean Guard, Range Trooper, Enfys Nest. It would have been really nice had they put that real flocking on this jacket instead of sculpting. The sculpting does look nice, don't get me wrong. But now that we've had a taste of what we could have, I kind of wish we had that on this. Other than that, all of the detail and all of these things I've been talking about is phenomenal. The hosing is translucent plastic, it's pliable, there's a lot of great paint apps, everything looks fantastic. Even the jacket looks layered, which is really, really nice. It looks like she's warm, even though she's just a plastic toy, Mike. She's not real. So let's talk about the below area, and this is where I had a mishap. First of all, what is this cabling around here? It looks like she's buckled into herself. She's just got so much going on. You gotta buckle up or you're gonna lose your pants. I'm sure it has some kind of functionality. Even if it is just a fashion choice, it's weird. As I was kind of overlooking all the detail in the sculpt, especially down here in the boots, I noticed that mine had some flaking on it, and I scratched at it a little bit and boom, a whole chunk of plastic came off in my hand. I was heartbroken. It looks like she has some kind of weird flesh-eating disease now. But in all honesty, that is a QC issue, not really an issue with the figure itself. I don't think this is widespread. I think it's unfortunately just mine. So I don't want to really dock it that, but I am going to score this a 0.75. Mostly just because of the little nitpicks I found along the way. Don't let that take away with how great she does look. So what about want and availability? I'll be completely honest. I would never have put her on any wish list ever. At this point, I want her to fill out the Solo team. I want her next to Tobias, next to Rio, next to Han, next to Chewie. I'm glad I have her for that. If you'd asked me before Solo came out, or even after Solo came out, where she was on your wanted, it wouldn't have been very high. There's lots of other toys I would have put above her before getting her. That being said, I'm actually really glad she's in my collection and she looks fantastic. I really do like her. She's one of those figures that you're like, no, I don't want it, and then you're like, okay, I actually do kind of want it. And that's happened a couple times in the Black Series, and I'm happy that it continues to happen because sometimes Hasbro knows better than I do, but not often. But sometimes. In terms of her availability, she's part of the current wave right now being released in stores. You can also buy her online. She's number 71 in the line, so she's a standard release, no kind of exclusivity or anything there. I'm gonna give her a half a point because of, you know, the want and stuff like that. It's fine. Again, I'm happy I have her, but in terms of did I really want her? That's just it. So that gives her a final score of 3.5 out of 5. It's a decent score. It's really not bad. Again, I'm really glad that I have her on my shelf. I wish she could have been a little better. There's a lot of little nitpicks here and there that kind of added up. But if you like Solo and you want to complete your Vandor team, then she's an easy buy and she belongs in your collections. If you don't, you could probably pass on her. I think that's fair. So that's it for my Val review. What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. I love to read and respond to those. There's also a couple different ways in the downstairs area you can support my channel if you want to. Like, share, subscribe, you know the things that people say at the end of every YouTube video ever. And that's it. Thanks so much for getting this far, and I'll see you later. Bye.
Thank you.